Hi guys, it's Marilyn, and tomorrow's Friday, and in Kansas, just like all over the United States, that means it's football time. Now I made a football shirt to wear to work tomorrow, and now I want to make some earrings that go with that. So let's get started. I want to upload an image. You probably just saw the football I'm going to do, but I want to show you from start to finish. I'm going to open that image. You can use just simple on this. It is a very simple image. Then you make sure this is selected, select and erase, and you click on the areas that you want to get rid of. So I need to get rid of everything except for the basic football, and I want to make sure that the stripes and the laces would be cut out. So there we have pretty good football so far, but I want to get rid of these flames. So let me make my eraser a little bit bigger, and we're just going to wipe those things away. You want to be really careful when you get close to the football that you don't accidentally wipe over on the football itself. Okay, I'm going to make my eraser a little smaller so it will fit down below the football. That's still pretty big. Okay. Okay, hopefully I got rid of everything that I needed to get rid of, and I have everything left. Okay, I can see there's that one little thing there. Let's see what happens if I go back. Click on my eraser again. I think it was that piece right there. Okay, let's click continue. Football looks good. So I'm going to save that as Blingy football earrings. Now I want to go ahead and insert that into Cricut Design Space. And since these are going to be earrings, I just want to turn it up so it'll be the right shape. So it'll go up and down like earrings would. So I want 3 layers. I want a black piece of leather that's just the outline of the football. I want this black right here to actually be gold. So I'm going to change that now, kind of a golden brown. And then I'm going to have my laces and my stripes. So here's one layer I need. Now I need to figure out how to get the other 2 layers. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer, and then I'm going to click on contour, and I'm going to get rid of the laces and the stripes. That leaves me with just a football. That's going to be my black leather. So I'm going to make it I'm going to turn it black, and then I'm going to make it just a little bit larger so that it will barely show. Okay, so now I have that layer, and then the last layer I need to figure out how to get the laces and the stripes. So I'm going to duplicate that football again, and then let me move this out of the way. So I'm going to select a shape. I'm going to turn it white because this represents my laces and my stripes. I'm going to cover over the football with it, and then I'm going to move it to the back so we can see the football through it. Okay, now that I have 2 things together, I can click slice. Now one of these layers, and it's this one here, see how you can't see the lines through this, through the stripes, and you can't see the lines through the laces? This is the one that I want to keep. So I can get rid of this, and I can get rid of this. Now, I need to get rid of some of that, so I'm going to click on contour. The only thing I want to keep are the laces and the stripes. So I'm going to get rid of the football shape and the circle, and now we're left with just what we need. So let's layer this on. Let's bring that to the front. Okay, so there's my black leather, my gold HTV, and then my white HTV. So this is what it's going to look like when I'm done. Now I want to go ahead and group those, and I want my earrings to be about 2 inches long or 2 inches tall. So I'll make that smaller. And then I also want to duplicate it so that I can cut both earrings at once. And when I actually wear the earrings, I'll punch the hole so that I can either wear them with the laces on the outside or the laces on the inside, but I do want them to mirror each other. I don't want them to both have laces on the same side like that. Okay, so let's look and see what it looks like when we click Make It. It's divided by layers. My white layer for one of my pieces of HTV, my black layer for my black leather, and then my golden brown layer for my blingy golden HTV that you'll see in a few minutes. It's gorgeous. So let me get things set up. When I come back, I will start with the black layer because I have the blade in the Cricut Maker that I need to cut leather, and then I'll move on to the white layer and the gold layer. Okay, so we're ready to start cutting our leather. Remember, I was going to start with the leather layer. So I'll click that on. I want to, let's see, I want to start at least 2 inches down and 2 inches over. That helps me know where to set my material. So slightly more than 2 inches down and slightly more than 2 inches over. And then I'll set this one right beside it. Okay, so I'm going to push this back for now. What I like to do is I like to use, because my strong grip mat is getting a little weak, I like to use some strong grip tape and place it upside down on the mat. That holds the leather better. Now, I ran out of the strong grip, so I'm using regular grip, and we'll see how that works. Now, I'm going to put it 2 inches down and 2 inches over. Okay. I'm just going to take my brayer and roll over that some to get that transfer tape adhered down real well. So I'll pull that back up. Then here is my leather. This is part of a scrap pack from Hobby Lobby. I used it before on my video about earrings. And my design is a little more than 2 inches over and 2 inches down. And it's almost, it's less than 3 inches wide, but I'm going to kind of center this. Okay, we're going to go with that. I want to brayer it down. Now the other thing that I want to do is I want to put some tape over the top of it as well. Now I want to really burnish that down. Also notice that I put my leather with the front side facing down. That's what Cricut recommends. Okay, so we are ready to cut this. So I'm going to click Continue. It wants me to set my materials. So first I need to find leather. So I'll click in the search bar, leather, and then from that I'm going to select genuine leather. I'll click done. It's wanting me to make sure I have my deep point blade in, which I do. I'm going to add just a little more pressure. And now I'm ready to load my material. Okay, that was a really simple cut, so it didn't take too long. Let's go ahead and unload my mat. And it looks like everything did really well. Hopefully it cut all the way through, but it didn't pull up or anything like that. Sometimes you'll have problems with leather not sticking well enough and it'll pull up. And so that's why you need to make sure either your strong grip mat is super strong or you put some new tape down to hold it down. And look at that, it's beautifully cut. So I'm just going to pull up my tape. I'm going to turn my thing over and try to hold it fairly flat. And now my little earrings. Now the earrings still have the transfer tape on the bottom of those, so I will need to remove that. But there we go, we have the first layer of our earrings. Now we're done with the strong grip mat, so I'll lay that to the side. Now the next layer that I'm going to do is the white layer. So it is just an HTV. I need to put my fine point blade back in. I typically push them out and check them, make sure that nothing's on them. Very easy to change out. Now your heat transfer vinyl needs to be placed with the carrier sheet side down. The carrier sheet is stronger and shinier than the heat transfer vinyl. If you can't tell which is which, you can just use a weeding tool and kind of pick at a corner. Nothing's really picking on that one. It's not picking up anything. This one it is. So this is my vinyl side. This is my carrier sheet side. So I'm just going to put this down. Use my brayer to make sure it's nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and move to my white. Click on my white layer. Okay, we lost the internet at our house for a little bit, so if there's a jump in this, if anything looks weird, that's why. But I'm back on my white layer. I have my heat transfer vinyl with my carrier side down, my vinyl side up. My image is mirrored, so I'm ready to cut it. So it's prompting me to load my material. Now I have just everyday, whoops, there it was. I call it everyday iron-on. That's not really the official name of it, but it's just plain old iron-on. Nothing fancy about it. I have my fine point blade loaded now, so I'm ready to load my material. Let's unload that and go ahead and weed that real quick. All right, that weeded super easy. I love this vinyl. It's something I just purchased off of Amazon and it's really, really economical. So I can put a link to that down in the description. But there are the stripes and the laces. Okay, so my last layer is the bling on my football, and this is the one I'm super excited about. Now they have that going across the top. I need about 2 inches, maybe slightly less. And it needs to be a little less than 5 inches long. So 2 by 5 would do it. Okay guys, we've had some internet issues here tonight, and as you know, the Maker requires internet as of now. I did download the beta version of the offline, and the software works fine, but the offline feature isn't truly available yet. So I got interrupted in the middle of my job. Typically for this last layer, so I did the white layer last, and then you would go to where up here somewhere it would say everyday vinyl. You'd click on it and you'd change the cut setting, but I got interrupted, so now we're just going to act like we're starting over. So I'm going to browse all materials, and I am looking for some holographic. Okay, so this is the holographic sparkle iron-on mosaic. So I'll select that, click done. It wants me to use my fine point blade. That's what's in there from cutting my white. I think, I don't know whether to do this or not. Okay, I'm going to trust them and go with default. So let's go ahead and load the material, and we'll cut it. Okay, it's done, so I'm going to go ahead and move that on out and move my camera angle so I can get closer. So hopefully you can see me weed this a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this from my cutting mat. Okay, so I need to remove the little white stripes. Okay, so the way this weeds honestly reminds me of the infusible ink. To me, it's almost easier just to kind of fold it up and pop it out. Okay, so we have it weeded. I want to cut these apart. And so I'm not going to touch them together very much because I don't want it to get ruined somehow. But we have the black, we have the bling, and we have the white. So that's kind of what it's going to look like when it's done. So let me get my Easy Press turned on, and I am using my new little Easy Press Mini for this. So I'm excited about that. Let me get the camera angle changed. I'll get it turned on, and we'll finish this project. Okay, it's time to finish up our earring projects, and I have my little Cricut Mini that I just unboxed after work today. Maybe you saw that short little video. Assuming I post it, we'll see how it turns out first. So I have my earrings here. Let's move them back a little bit. I'm going to do one at a time, And this is the holographic sparkle. It mimics rhinestones. It's really pretty. It's going to look even prettier on this black. This is the rose gold. And then I have my white layer. That is the laces and the stripes. Now, you are not supposed to put anything on top of this. So we're going to start with the white layer. Now, I was surprised that we only used the low setting for the mini. Sorry, I was deep in thought. I was thinking, okay, I need to see that on there. So anyway, we put it on low, and low means just one line. All right, there we go. I was going to say that should have been ready by now. I had it on for a long time. So one line is low. And I want my white layer on first. I'm going to guess where it needs to go, and then I'm going to put my holographic sparkle on top of it to make sure that's really the right place. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And whatever happens, I'm going to love it, right? Okay, so here's a little mistake that I made. It said to preheat it for 5 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this end up and preheat. Now, what's interesting is it didn't even show that you use a Cricut on leather. It showed me settings for faux leather. So that's what I'm going to use, are the heat settings that it said for faux leather. So it said preheat it for 5 seconds. And then it said, oh, I just realized I need to time it myself. Okay, so I'm just going to count to myself, or if I count out loud, I'll mute it. So 30 seconds is what we're supposed to do. So here we go. It says light pressure, constant movement. Now, I'm afraid my stuff's going to move around, so I'm not going to move it too much. Okay, I'm taking it off early because it's going to get a second pressing when I put my bling down on it. It says it should be a warm peel. So I'm going to wait just a little bit. That's really, really hot. Be careful. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my second one ready. And I still want to wait and preheat it after I have it set, because I don't want to heat it up and then set this down and it starts adhering to it. So let me see how that looks. I have a little black speck on this, so let me get that off. Okay, while this is still warm, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Cute, very cute. Okay, so it can stay while I continue to work on getting this black speck off. Okay, I like that. So again, I'm going to hold it down where I want it and just peel that back a little bit. Do a little bit of preheating. Now I'll peel this side up, holding it in place. Do a little bit of preheating. Now leather, you know, leather's leather, so it ought to be able to take a lot of heat. Okay, so again, we're doing 30 seconds light pressure. 1 Mississippi. Okay, I'm stopping short because it is going to get another press. Again, it is a warm peel, so let me set that to the side just a little bit. Okay, so time to put our little bling bling on. Let me get this right and see it real quick. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Yeah, it tells you to do constant movement, but I haven't been doing constant movement. I'm afraid it'll make my vinyl go in the wrong place. So put it down, light pressure, and 30 seconds. All right, that scared me. Okay, so we'll set this one over here. Hopefully that's still warm because it was supposed to be a warm peel. It is, and it's staying down fine. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. Woohoo, that's pretty. Okay, that is so cute. Look at that. I love that. Okay, let's hope this one goes as well. Okay, that's been 30 seconds. I still just love this. Now the weird thing about this is there is still a thin piece of clear, it's not really the carrier sheet, but a thin piece of clear plastic over that. And I think that is so that when you're weeding out what you don't want, you have something to hold it together. Otherwise, if you were trying to pick up each little dot, that would be super difficult. So I think that is why it's on there. The other day I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was for, but I'm pretty sure it's so that you can weed it without having to weed one circle at a time. Ooh, that is so pretty. Okay, so I'd wear them probably like that. And let me just pick up this whole thing. Look at those. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to attempt to pull off the one plastic sheet that's left. I think I'm supposed to try to get under it with this, but I'm worried about scratching my leather. So I'm going to be pretty careful. Okay, well, I think I discovered the issue with the sparkle holograph and leather. I experimented on several pairs of leather earrings the other day just to see how well heat transfer vinyl sticks versus just regular vinyl. And I'll be honest, neither of them stuck very well. Now, I did have one heat transfer vinyl that was glitter that stuck really well, but you saw so much of the glue seep out that it really didn't look well. Didn't look good. So the problem with this sparkle mosaic is you have to get that last little sheet off. You don't have to. I've seen videos where they forgot to take it off and they were showing people how well it looked, kind of like this. And then they wrote down below that, oh yeah, I still have that layer to pull off. I don't know that you'll be able to get that layer off with your HTV on the leather, because since the HTV doesn't stick to leather super well, it's going to pull the HTV off when you try to get that final layer off. So these earrings, they're going to be worn like that. They're going to have this little thin layer left on them, and that's going to be okay. They're still gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous. But that is a lesson learned, that you're probably not going to be real successful on leather if you try to take this top sheet off. Okay, so I'm going to get my holes punched, and then I'm going to put my earring silver findings in, and I'll show you what they look like at the very end. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, so let me put these on. I've been working in this hot room all night, so I probably don't look great, but I don't care. And I'll get my camera turned up so you can see them, and we'll wrap it up. Okay, so I'm back. I have the earrings on, and they are gorgeous. Now, remember, yeah, I look like I'm looking sideways because I'm trying to look at them. Remember that there is that one sheet that goes over the holographic sparkle vinyl that when you adhere it to material, like a shirt, that last layer comes off. But on these, it's not going to come off because the HTV just does not stick to leather well enough. You really have to tug that last sheet off, and I'm not willing to do that because I think they look fabulous like this. Now, here's the shirt that I made that will go with these earrings. So boy, do I look footballed out, don't I? If you want to see this shirt, I did it on a prior video just a few days ago. For tonight's video, thank you for watching. I'm Marilyn. Bye-bye.